Welcome, you amazing listener, to Empower Your English.
Hello, everyone.
Get ready, because we're about to take a fascinating deep dive.
Yes, we are.
Not just into a captivating story, but into how that story can actually help you boost your English and, well, maybe even spark some ideas about life.
That's right. We're all about learning by connecting, seeing what resonates, and pulling out insights that are useful, on multiple levels.
And today, we're focusing on someone you've definitely heard of. The incredibly talented Selena Gomez.
A huge star.
Now, have you ever felt like life threw you a curveball, a real tough challenge, but somehow you found the strength to not just get through it, but to, rise above?
That's such a relatable feeling.
That's the heart of what we're exploring today. We're going to delve into Selena's journey and how she faced some really serious struggles with incredible strength and courage.
Selena Gomez. Yeah, a huge name in music, in acting, a producer too. So many people look up to her for her talent and success.
Absolutely, she's a major figure. But what we often see in the news on social media, that's often just the highlight reel, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Just the polished version.
Behind all the fame, Selena has navigated some really significant and often private battles. And that's what makes her story so powerful, so relevant, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
It reminds us that even people who seem to have it all together, who project this image of strength, are still human and face their own unseen challenges.
Exactly. And by understanding these challenges, by really digging into what she went through, we can gain some really valuable perspectives.
Right. Both for understanding English better and, well, for our own personal journeys. Okay, so let's really unpack this. Let's start by looking at some of the hurdles Selena faced early on.
Okay.
While she achieved fame at a young age, her health really took a turn in her early 20s. According to some of the articles we looked at, this was a period of increasing difficulty for her.
Yes, that's right. Our research points to the fact that at 24, she received a diagnosis that would fundamentally change her life. Lupus.
Lupus, it's a term you might have heard. It's important for us to really grasp what that means, especially for our listeners maybe learning the word.
Right.
As one of the medical resources we consulted explains, lupus is an autoimmune disease. Now, in simple terms, that means that the body's defense system, the immune system that's supposed to protect you.
It gets confused.
Exactly. It gets confused and starts attacking its own healthy tissues and organs. The information we have states quite clearly: Selena Gomez was diagnosed with lupus, a disease that affects many parts of the body.
And it's a really serious condition. It's not something minor.
Not at all.
It is indeed. What's fascinating and quite challenging about lupus is how unpredictable it is.
Right.
It can manifest in so many different ways, causing extreme fatigue.
And that's way beyond just feeling tired.
Right. Oh, yeah. Debilitating fatigue, plus chronic pain, and unfortunately, it can even lead to damage in vital organs. It's an incredibly heavy load to carry.
Especially when you're also dealing with the intense pressures of fame and public life. I can't even imagine.
Exactly.
And it wasn't just the physical toll of lupus, was it? Selena also bravely spoke out about her struggles with anxiety and depression.
Yes, she did, which sadly affects so many people, especially young people.
But can you even imagine navigating those kinds of emotional challenges under the constant scrutiny of the entire world? The pressure to always be on, always perfect.
The constant public gaze, the immense pressure to maintain this flawless image. It's almost designed to create immense emotional strain. If we connect this to the bigger picture of her lupus diagnosis, the physical vulnerability combined with this intense psychological pressure, wow, it must have led to really profound feelings of isolation and vulnerability.
So how does someone in that position even begin to cope?
That's a huge question.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. In 2016, Selena made a really bold and, I think, courageous decision.
Okay.
At the very height of her career, she chose to step back, to take time away from the spotlight, to really focus on her mental health.
Wow, that's huge.
Now, in the entertainment industry, where the pressure to constantly work and be visible is so intense, this kind of decision is not something we see very often, right?
Not at all. It speaks volumes about her strength and her self-awareness, really. Taking that deliberate step back was a significant act of self-care.
Definitely a commitment to her own healing.
It signaled a crucial recognition that her overall well-being had to be the absolute priority, even over her career.
Which raises an important question for all of us, doesn't it? How often do we prioritize our own well-being when faced with external pressures?
That's such a powerful point. And it wasn't long after that, was it? During this really crucial period in 2017.
Yeah, Selena faced another major health crisis directly related to her lupus. She experienced kidney failure.
Kidney failure. So serious.
Yeah. And she was in desperate need of a kidney transplant to save her life. The research we looked at really emphasizes the severity of this situation.
A truly life-threatening situation. And then something amazing happened.
Right. In an extraordinary display of friendship and generosity, her close friend Francia Risa stepped forward and donated one of her kidneys.
It's an act of profound selflessness.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
It's just incredible, isn't it? Selena herself has described it as an utterly selfless act of love. It's almost impossible for most of us to fully grasp that level of generosity.
Absolutely. But as Selena has so openly shared, in interviews and through her social media, even after the physical healing of the transplant surgery, the emotional scars remained. She'd been through so much.
The initial lupus diagnosis, the public scrutiny, the anxiety, depression, and then this major organ failure and transplant.
Yeah. Learning to cope with that entire emotional journey was another significant and ongoing part of her recovery.
And sadly, even after all of that, her journey wasn't entirely met with understanding, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Selena actually faced some really unfair public backlash and criticism. It seems that when people don't fully understand the complexities of mental health struggles or chronic illnesses like lupus.
They can be quick to judge or make assumptions.
Yeah,
It's disheartening, isn't it?
it really is.
Despite her openness about her experiences with anxiety and depression, she encountered instances of shame and misjudgment. It really shines a light on the stigma that, unfortunately, still surrounds mental health and invisible illnesses.
It makes you wonder, what are some of the reasons behind that kind of public reaction?
It's a really important question.
But what's so incredibly inspiring about Selena's story is how she responded to this negativity.
Yeah.
Instead of allowing it to silence her or make her retreat, she chose to become a powerful and vocal advocate for mental health awareness.
Exactly. She used her platform, her voice, to encourage others who are also struggling to seek help without shame and to really work towards breaking down that harmful stigma.
This is where her true strength and resilience really shine through, I think.
Absolutely. She took her own very difficult and personal experiences and channeled them into something incredibly positive and impactful.
Yeah.
By openly talking about her own vulnerabilities, she sent a powerful message to her fans and the wider public. It's okay to not be okay.
Such a simple phrase, but so profound.
Right. That simple yet profound message can be a lifeline for someone who feels isolated and alone in their struggles.
Exactly. And after taking that crucial time to prioritize her healing and focus on her well-being, Selena eventually returned to the public eye. But it was clear from the sources we've reviewed that she had a much stronger and clearer sense of purpose. Something had shifted.
Absolutely. Her struggles, as difficult as they were, seemed to have stripped away any kind of pretense or facade.
Yeah, like she was more real.
Exactly. She came back more authentic, more willing to share the genuine realities of her life, both the highs and the lows. It's like she found a new level of honesty with herself and with her audience.
And she made it very clear through her actions and her words that her mental and emotional well-being would continue to be a top priority for her.
Yes. Even if that sometimes meant making tough choices about her career and stepping away from work when she needed to.
That sends such an important message, especially to young people who might feel pressured to constantly achieve and perform, doesn't it?
It really does. It demonstrates a really healthy understanding of her own limits and a strong commitment to self-preservation. It's a powerful example of prioritizing your own needs.
Even when it goes against societal expectations or industry norms.
Definitely.
Which naturally leads us to thinking about Selena as a role model.
Yeah, for sure.
Through everything she has been through, she has become such a powerful and influential figure, especially for her generation. The sources we looked at highlight the profound impact she's had.
Absolutely. Her journey really offers some key and universal lessons. The courage to reach out and ask for help when you need it, that's huge.
It's so important.
The understanding that being vulnerable, being open about your struggles, isn't a weakness, but actually a sign of immense strength.
Right. We often think of it the other way around.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the absolutely vital importance of self-love in the process of healing and moving forward.
Yes. And I particularly love the sentiment that we found in some of her interviews and reflections. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to keep moving forward one step at a time.
That's such a great quote. A really important reminder for all of us, no matter what we're facing.
It takes the pressure off this idea of having to be flawless all the time.
It really does. It acknowledges the reality of life, that there will be setbacks, there will be challenges. But it's that consistent forward movement, that continuous effort, no matter how small the steps, that truly matters in the long run.
Okay, now let's shift our focus a little bit. This is where we really tie Selena's incredible story directly to our goal here at Empower Your English.
Right, connecting it back to language learning.
Exactly. Let's look at some of the key English words and phrases that have come up naturally as we've been discussing her journey. Understanding these words will not only help you grasp the nuances of her experiences, but also significantly expand your English vocabulary.
Sounds good. What do you think is a good place to start? Maybe with the condition itself.
Great idea. So first up, we have the word lupus. Lupus. As we've discussed, it's an autoimmune disease.
Right.
Let's say that again clearly for everyone. Selena Gomez was diagnosed with lupus, a disease that affects many parts of the body. You can hear how that sentence is structured. It clearly defines the term within the context.
And as we mentioned, it's a serious disease. It can cause extreme fatigue, that feeling of being utterly exhausted.
Right, not just tired.
Pain that just doesn't go away, and sadly, even damage to your internal organs.
Understanding terms like autoimmune can also be really helpful for expanding your medical vocabulary in English.
Definitely. Auto meaning self, and immune relating to the body's defense system, so the body attacking itself.
It's a complex condition, and being familiar with the language used to describe it is important for understanding many health-related discussions in English.
For sure. What's next?
Next up, we have the word vulnerability. vulnerability. This refers to the state of being open and honest about your feelings, even when it feels risky or uncomfortable.
Like sharing something personal.
Exactly. Think about it. It takes courage to be vulnerable. Our sources highlight this with the example. Selena showed incredible vulnerability when she talked about her struggles with mental health.
And notice the adjective incredible modifying vulnerability there. It really emphasizes the extent of her openness.
Good point.
And as our sources also suggest, while being vulnerable can feel scary, like you're exposing a weakness,
Which it can feel like.
it's actually a really powerful way to connect with other people on a deeper level and to foster personal growth. It's about showing your true self, flaws and all.
Absolutely. Then we have the phrase self-care. 2 words. Self, S-E-L-F, and care, C-A-R-E.
A very important concept these days.
Definitely. This is the practice of actively taking care of your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. It's about nurturing yourself.
Right.
The example given is, after her kidney transplant, Selena focused on self-care to recover both physically and emotionally. The word focused here indicates the deliberate effort she put into it.
Yeah, self-care is a really key term in contemporary English. It covers a wide range of activities.
Like what?
Well, from taking a relaxing bath or meditating to seeking professional therapy or setting boundaries, it's all about consciously making choices that support your overall health and happiness.
Got it. It's key for maintaining balance and for healing, as we saw in Selena's case.
Exactly.
And finally, we have empowerment. E-M-P-O-W-E-R-M-E-N-T. This is the process of gaining confidence and control over your own life and circumstances.
Feeling stronger, more in charge.
Right. The example from our material is, through her openness about mental health, Selena has empowered millions of people to seek help and take care of themselves.
The verb empowered shows how her actions have had a direct positive impact on others. It's about taking ownership in this context, ownership of your well-being.
Selena's willingness to share her story has indeed been incredibly empowering, giving others the courage to face their own challenges and take steps towards healing.
It's about feeling stronger and more in control, a really powerful word.
Now, while we've really focused on Selena's health journey because it's such a significant part of her story and offers so many valuable insights,
Which it absolutely does.
it's also important for us to just briefly touch on the broader context of her life and her career, drawing on some of the other information we have.
Okay, fill in some background.
She was born Selena Marie Gomez on July 22nd, 1992, in Grand Prairie, Texas. Her parents are Ricardo Joel Gomez and Mandy Tiffy.
And wasn't she named after someone famous?
Yes. It's a lovely detail that she was actually named after the iconic Tejano singer Selena Quintanilla.
Wow, a wonderful connection to her cultural heritage. It's often interesting to look at the origins of names.
Absolutely. And her early career was quite remarkable. She started acting at a very young age with a role in the children's show Barney and Friends.
Ah, yes, Barney.
But she really rose to widespread fame as Alex Russo in the Disney Channel's Wizards of Waverly Place.
That was a huge show.
Incredibly successful, it actually earned her 3 Emmy Awards for Best Children's Program. That's a significant achievement.
It's a real testament to her talent and her appeal right from the start.
And of course, she has also had a hugely successful music career, both with her band Selena Gomez and The Scene,
Mm-hmm.
and as a very successful solo artist, releasing albums like Stars Dance, Revival, and Rare, which featured a lot of really catchy and popular singles that many of you listening will definitely know.
Yeah, her musical evolution has been fascinating to observe, showcasing her growth as an artist. It's interesting how many artists successfully transition between acting and music.
It really is. In more recent news, she has also been very open about some reproductive challenges that she revealed in September of 2024.
Right, I saw something about that.
And she has shared that she is considering options like surrogacy or adoption to build her family. This openness about such personal matters really reinforces that sense of vulnerability we talked about earlier, doesn't it?
It really does. It's another example of her using her platform to connect on a very human level, sharing experiences that many people face but might not always feel comfortable talking about publicly.
Beyond her acting and music, she has also made significant contributions behind the scenes.
Like producing.
Exactly. Serving as an executive producer on the really impactful series, 13 Reasons Why.
Which sparked a lot of conversation.
Definitely. And also starring in the critically acclaimed and very popular show, Only Murders in the Building, for which she received an Emmy nomination.
Which is brilliant, by the way. Shows her range.
Absolutely. These projects demonstrate not only her acting abilities, but also her eye for compelling storytelling and her willingness to tackle complex themes.
For sure.
And let's not forget her entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
In 2020, she founded Rare Beauty,
Yes, the makeup line.
which is a cosmetics line with a really strong emphasis on promoting inclusivity and diversity in the beauty industry. It's a brand with a clear mission beyond just selling makeup.
A brand that really seems to reflect her values and her desire to create a more inclusive standard. It's interesting seeing celebrities launch businesses aligned with their beliefs.
It is. And on a more personal note, she has also been open about her relationship and her reported engagement to Benny Blanco.
Right. It seems like she has found a significant connection in her personal life as well.
Which is lovely to see.
It's always nice to see people find happiness and stability, especially after navigating significant challenges.
So when we really look at the totality of Selena's journey, it becomes so clear that despite all the fame and fortune, she grapples with the same fundamental human experiences.
Struggle, resilience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That all of us do in our own ways. It makes her incredibly relatable, doesn't it?
It really does. Her story resonates so deeply precisely because it reflects the complexities of being human, regardless of your public profile or level of success.
We all face difficulties. It's part of the human condition. And that's ultimately what makes her so relatable and her lessons so incredibly powerful and universal.
Yeah. The hope that she embodies, the importance she consistently places on self-care and on nurturing her mental well-being, these are things that are so relevant and so important to everyone listening right now, to you.
It really reinforces the idea that our setbacks and our challenges don't define us.
No, they don't. What truly shapes our narrative is how we respond to them, how we learn from them, and how we continue to grow.
And in the end, Selena's journey stands as this really powerful testament to the potential we all have to rise above our difficulties.
To emerge stronger.
To emerge from tough times, not just surviving, but actually stronger and more authentic than before. It's about transforming those experiences.
Exactly, transforming pain into purpose, adversity into advocacy. It's about finding meaning in your struggles and using that meaning to connect with and help others.
So as we begin to wrap up this deep dive into the inspiring life of Selena Gomez, what would you say is the most significant key takeaway for our listeners?
Oh, wow. I think it's her immense inner strength, her unwavering courage in the face of really significant adversity, and her remarkable journey of personal growth.
Yeah.
She has truly transformed her pain into a source of empowerment, not just for herself, but for countless others around the world.
Absolutely. And her story serves as such a potent and vital reminder of our shared humanity. It normalizes the fact that we all encounter challenges, even if those challenges aren't always visible on the surface.
Right. It encourages us to be more compassionate both with ourselves and with others.
And her consistent refusal to give up.
Yes. Her ongoing commitment to her own healing and her conscious decision to use her experiences to uplift and support others. These are profoundly inspiring qualities.
Things we can all learn from. She has truly become an inspiration for anyone who has ever grappled with their mental health or felt isolated in their pain.
She demonstrates so clearly that it is absolutely okay to not be okay,
Such an important message.
and that reaching out for support is not a sign of weakness, but rather an act of incredible strength.
And her journey beautifully underscores those crucial, often underestimated lessons. The importance of being patient and kind with ourselves.
Self-compassion, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially during difficult times.
And the invaluable power of reaching out for support when we need it. None of us have to go through our challenges alone.
So true.
Selena's journey so powerfully proves that even when life feels impossibly difficult, there is always hope to be found.
Always.
And that taking care of our own well-being, both mental and physical, is just as important, if not more so, than anything else in our lives.
Absolutely fundamental.
So, as you reflect on Selena's story, maybe think about this. What challenges are you currently facing, and how might you be able to apply some of her lessons around vulnerability, around prioritizing self-care, to navigate those challenges with greater strength, resilience, and hope?
Those are really powerful questions for our listeners to consider. Food for thought.
Thank you so much for joining us today for this deep dive into the truly inspiring journey of Selena Gomez.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
This has been Empower Your English. We look forward to connecting with you again next time for another fascinating exploration.